we already heard a lot about Portuguese startups and that it's not always so easy to start up here. It's even more interesting to see that here right now next to me is sitting a woman in Portuguese startups. So could you please introduce yourself and you, the partner, what are you doing, and yeah, what's the idea you're working on?
Yeah. My name is Correia and I'm with Shama Inc. and we're a marketing and communications company and we focus on web strategies, and this is my partner.
Moses Mehraban, and I also work for Shama Inc. And we have two startups that we're working on together in conjunction with our client work. So is that something that you like to?
Yeah, what is the first startup about?
Well, we've got one that's called Buzz, and that is a social product that basically what it does is it collects information that's difficult to get right now, and collects it in a usable and easy to navigate way that people can access different types of information, social information, whether those be restaurants or places to go or whatever the case may be. It's not completely out of the box thinking, but it's different than what's been available here in Portugal before. It's got a completely different type of dynamic to it because it does have social interaction, which few applications here have. So that's one of them.
And the second one is films, films.pt, and that's under development right now. We're actually doing that with Andre, who's one of the organizers of Shift, and that application, it's basically for movie lovers, people who love movies in Portugal, want to find out what movies are playing in their local cinemas, and it will also have some additional features that ordinary review sites don't right now. So we can talk about those. Some of the cool features that we're going to be working on is people can buy the movie tickets online. I know there's one company that does it already in Portugal, and abroad there's movie tickets, but there hasn't been one company who's doing it for all cinemas across. So that's something that we're going to be working on. And second, applying a mobile function to it. So not only can you see what movies are playing from your computer and book your ticket, but you can also do it through your mobile phone.
So you are focusing mainly on the Portuguese market. Do you see differences compared to the rest of Europe or also compared to the rest of the world?
There are unique differences. Actually, there's one other project that I should mention, and that is 3 EcoBees, which is a sustainable project that we're doing with. It's a venture project with another company who is in environmental waste, and that is to help. And that's a local product that's to help promote the idea of sustainability within the country. So the unique differences, I think, to Portugal and outside is that Portugal still has very fragmented information. People are looking online. We've got, I think, about 78% of the population is online, but there's not that much information available for them to go and see. So there's an opportunity there. There's an opportunity for businesses there, and there's an opportunity for content to be built for information, for people to be informed about where to go, what to get. There's, you know, here in Portugal we've got an incredible resource of different things, but nobody knows about them, right? So even maybe German tourists coming in, you know, they might want to know where to go and what to do, and more of a deeper knowledge about the country than what's currently available. And if they come the first time, yeah, fine, it's, you know, they might lay on the beach, but after that, what happens? And how do we express more of what we have in our culture in a wider scale? Other countries are able to do that because they have a lot of access online. They've got a lot of information. There's a huge output of knowledge and information out there. Portugal doesn't have that, and I think those are the two unique.
So it's still a huge market to explore. Huh?
I believe so. I believe so. I think as well. As far as regulatory infrastructure here on the ground is incredibly difficult to get things done sometimes. But online, you can bypass a lot of those bureaucracies because it's about information. It's about sharing information, which is completely different than having to, you know, set up a physical space. So I think there's enormous potential as far as that goes.
Okay. And what else is in favor for Portugal for starting up a business here?
I'm sorry, what was?
What else would be a good point for Portugal for starting up a business here in Portugal?
Well, if someone's looking from the outside to invest in Portugal, one of the key advantages, there's a lot of opportunities here in terms of it's like a land of opportunity in terms of there's a lot that can happen here. There's a lot that's needed. One of the challenges is the bureaucracy, which everyone knows. But if you can overcome that, then you know you can be successful here. There is a market here. It is it should be, I think, one of the best places in Europe to have a business. You got great climate. You got Lisbon, which is a major city that's connected to all the major cities in Europe. So if the government wanted to attract more business here, I think that's a good potential for Portugal to position itself. For entrepreneurs from outside, there's, like I said, there's good and bad. So I think it has to be what your business needs, and if Portugal is the right climate for it.
So tell me a little bit more about the market here, about the Portuguese market. Some numbers like size, and yeah, you already said that 70% of the people are online. That's quite huge. It's not so bad. And what else could we learn about Portugal?
Well, a lot of people are connected. They're very social. From the stats, even though the 70% are online, most of that activity takes place during work hours. That's from what I've heard, but that is a stat that is changing. So that means more people are having internet at home, higher speed, so people are connected, off work as well. But in terms of, I'm not Portuguese, but one thing that I do respect from the Portuguese culture is that they have a good sense of balance between life and work. And unlike, let's say, the UK, where people tend to work extreme long hours, in Portugal, there's a balance. You work, then you break from that, then you have family and social elements. So it's not as aggressive, let's say, in the UK, but it's a growing market, and I think more people are connected. This conference is a pure example of that. There's a lot of people who are interested in, on the cutting edge of what's happening outside of Portugal as well.
But to say it, yeah, a little bit controversially, like, is Portugal really a market, or is it just for people who don't want to work too much?
I think that the argument could be made to that. I think there is a bit of that, because people think that you come to Portugal maybe to relax, and it's vacation, and it's in the Algarve where we're from, it's laying on the beach. But I think new ideas sometimes come from the outside, and when you live in a place, sometimes you take it for granted, and I think that's happened to a certain degree, and it's got a bit of a closed mentality that we have to continue to do things that we've always been done, that have always been done, and the way that they've always been done. And I think, and I have a lot of respect for. I am Portuguese. I was born here, and I have a lot of respect for the fact that there's a lot of preservation of the culture, and that's fantastic. But we can't live in the past. We have to move forward. We have to evolve. And if you look around at different cities in Portugal, there's tons of empty buildings. And there's a population that's vibrant and that's active and that's looking for information and that's looking for things to do. And there aren't that many things that are accessible to them. So the opportunity is definitely there. We've got, and I'm wondering, I'm scratching my head sometimes as to why more businesses don't come here. We've got infrastructure, we've got telecommunications, we've got empty buildings, we've got fantastic weather, food, you name it. So it really seems like, and wine, let's not forget the wine. So it's really, an infrastructure that would be a bubbling place for technology and other new types of innovations, and it's just starting. I think on the ground, part of the problem is potentially the political environment, and we have to realize that if we don't move forward, Portugal's economy is going to continue to stay the way it is, and it's not going to evolve at the rate the others are. So I think we have to wake up and see that there are opportunities there. And people, I think, once they're given the opportunity, they move in that direction, but they have to see what the opportunities are.
Okay. And yeah, last but not least, could I take that also as some sort of an invitation for other startups who want to come to the Portuguese market, that they should contact you and you maybe would help them with the entrance to the Portuguese market?
Absolutely, we'd be very curious and interested in talking to different organizations, companies, whoever it might be, entrepreneurs who are interested in moving into Portugal and looking at different opportunities. Absolutely.
Okay, so we take that invitation with us, and yeah, good luck with your business.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks.